Community philanthropy is Ubuntu, recognizing and celebrating one's strength, and also that jointly we are more powerful than we are as individuals.
Community philanthropy is basically people taking their fate into their own hands, people exercising sovereignty, exercising agency, and it is the antithesis of dependency and waiting for somebody else to do.
For me, community philanthropy feels like it's both a thing to do and a way of life.
I think it's something that my parents and grandparents have practiced all their lives.
In the African culture, they say a child is not brought up by a family by itself, but is brought up by a village of people.
Community philanthropy to me is the core of who we are as people.
Is about accompanying communities on their journey.
Community philanthropy for me is the assets, the resources, the knowledge, the leadership, which is grounded in the local situation, the local context, that we can use to advance our aspirations for development, humanitarian work, but also peace-building work.
And these resources could vary from money to things like time, labor.
Care, the support, the access to education and healthcare.
The advancement of technologies offers us an opportunity for learning, cross-learning from culture to culture and seeing what can actually work in the local context.
About 8 years ago, I witnessed a community launch an exhibition of photos taken from within the community to try and launch a fundraiser that would gather funds for them to try and construct a health center that would provide first-hand health support to mothers and young children. And there are countless examples of how communities have been able to mobilize local resources.
In the community that we grow up, no one lacks food. When we have guests, whether they come announced or unannounced, they are always welcome with a meal. And the society, the community always contribute to support each other.
And one example was about food security. The community came together and said, we do not want a single individual going to bed hungry. The Nkosis, the chiefs, the schools, the youth, the business people, unemployed, and they all came together and said, how can we go about it? Let us first look at what we have, the resources amongst ourselves, such as land, having vegetable gardens, taking these vegetables, processing them, taking them to the market. And in that way, the community actually created their own value chain.
We have a very, very impactful word for community philanthropy in our Palestinian culture, which is called Al-Auna. Al-Auna means peer-given collective support that is void of power dynamics, that's given freely and willingly, and it's there to support and help and lift up.
The most powerful thing I've experienced in community philanthropy, although we would never have called it that, was basically in Kenya being able to create an animation industry out of nothing. This has happened in my lifetime. Without any external funding, we basically used online resources, reading from books, and the few people who were able to get exposures to create an animation industry. You know, having an animation association of people helping each other, because animation is a team sport, and we pay dues every year, and we're able to host things like the event International Animation Day, and we've basically been able to do this by ourselves, which I'm very proud of.
Can you hear us?
My passion comes from someone who was walking by the beach, and there had been a tide the night before and fish were thrown off the ocean. He started walking and picking one fish at a time and throwing it back into the ocean. And someone asked him, you realize that there's 1,000 of these fish that have already been thrown out. You may not be able to save all of them. But he bent down again and picked another piece of fish and pushed it back again into the ocean. I have changed the life of that one fish. And so for me, it's more about the changing, being able to change life of one community, one young girl, one boy, you know, just one individual within our community to have a better life.
Merci.